Welcome to this short presentation outlining the things you need to know in order to prepare a team for an ethics Olympiad. Once registered, you should receive the contact details of another school with whom your school will be competing against. You'll need to make contact with that school and organise an appropriate time and date for your ethics Olympiad event. Allow some months in order to prepare both teams for the event. You can either utilise a Google Plus account, or you can use video conferencing technology, or you can use a Skype account. You'll need to arrange this with the other teacher, the other organising teacher. It's a good idea before you actually run the event to have a practice link up with the organising teacher from that school, so that you can make sure you iron out any potential problems on the actual day of the event. It also gives you the opportunity to test out the sound and the lighting, both of which are important so that the students can see and hear each other clearly. Prior to the event, you are going to need to organise a judge for the event. You can either act as the moderator yourself, or you can organise somebody else to be the moderator. The moderator's guidelines provide a clear outline of how the event should be run. I'll go over the basics a bit later in this presentation. You'll need to find a judge who will offer an objective assessment of the arguments, ideally a philosophy lecturer from university, or a respected community leader who's going to offer some objective and helpful remarks to the students, as well as assess the arguments that are being presented objectively. The guidelines for judges are outlined clearly, and they are provided with the package available to registered schools. Make sure you find a space at your school where you will not be interrupted for the course of the event. It should run roughly for an hour and a half. You'll need to ensure that all your students can be heard clearly, and that sometimes requires individual microphones or a microphone that can be passed around to the students involved. The ability of the students to be heard by the judges, whether they're located at your school or at the other school with whom you're competing, is vital to the success of the event. Just moving on now to the actual event itself. In this image you can see this is a school from the US, from Bentley School in California, competing with a school here in Australia. Usually each team has a coach that works with the team. That can be a teacher from the school, or it could be somebody, a past student that would like to work with the group of students to prepare them. That person is usually called a coach, and they work with the team leading up to the event. The team usually will meet regularly leading up to the actual event in order to prepare their presentations or prepare their responses to each of the cases. There's a selection of 5 cases provided for an ethics Olympiad. Those cases will be provided to you or provided for you well before the event. You need to access those cases and carefully establish a team response to each case. It's important that you and the team members are clear on the rules and procedures for the actual event itself. For example, students are required not to bring notes into the ethics Olympiad. They have to respond to the arguments that are presented and present their own arguments using only the notes that they write down during the course of the event itself. An easy way to understand how the format works is to observe an ethics bowl which uses exactly the same format online. There are links provided for that on the Ethics Olympiad website, or you can do a search on YouTube. It's important that the team works together on the actual day, so the process of preparation is really important. Some teams designate each ethical case to an individual team member. Others will have all members of the team contribute to the line of argument that's being presented. Again, just make sure that you check the rules very carefully. In this next slide, you can see the actual format for the event. On the left-hand side, you can see Team A is the team that wins the coin toss. That may be your team, may be the opposing team. Usually Team A will go first, and they will, if they win the coin toss, they may select for the other team to commence, or they themselves. So the winner chooses, or the coin toss winners, the winner chooses which team will go first. The moderator will then indicate which case is the one that will be used for the first event. They distribute the case. A question in relation to that case is read out to both teams. Team A then has 2 minutes to confer amongst themselves, after which they have 5 minutes to present their case. After that, Team B will have a minute to confer. Both of those periods of silence, or at least the other team has to be silent. But in this case, while Team B are discussing their response to Team A, Team A needs to be silent. After the minute silence, Team B has 3 minutes to present their response to Team A, after which Team A has 1 minute to confer amongst themselves, and then give a 3-minute response to Team B's commentary. After that, the judges, or judge, depending on how many judges are participating in the event, will have a short discussion, after which they will ask questions of Team A, and that period is anything up to 10 minutes of question and answer time. The judges then score the team and then move on to the next case, where this time Team B will go first and respond to the particular case that's selected, and the exact same process is gone through, at the end of which the scores are tallied, and the judges have an opportunity to give some short feedback, and then the scores not usually read out, but the winning team is announced at the end of the event. That may occur online during the event, or it may occur after the event. So that's a short outline of what happens in the lead up to and at the actual Ethics Olympiad event itself. I trust this has been a helpful process, and that you'll enjoy and gain a lot from the process of participating in an ethics Olympiad.